The company I'm going to look for is called Lifetime Brands, and I'll show you how the steps that you would go through to find the annual report. The annual report can be called one of two things. It could be called annual report, or it could be called 10K. That's the number 10 followed by the letter K. The first thing to do is to look up the name of your company and find the company's website. So my company is Lifetime Brands, Inc. They happen to make housewares. So you click on your company's website and look for investor relations. So you can see it's not up here. Just look around a little bit. And it's all the way here at the bottom, investor relations. Now, sometimes it just says investors. So I click on investor relations, and this is the company's investor relation website. And I'm looking for annual reports, and lo and behold, right here on the left side, you can see there's annual reports. So I'll click on that, and there's a list of all the annual reports, including the most recent. For this particular company, their year end is December 31st, 2014. So I'm going to have the 2014 annual report. But depending, each company decides for itself when its end of year is going to be. Most companies are December 31st, so the most recent report will be the December 31st, 2014 report. But if your company has a different date, like say June 30th, then its most recent report will be June 30th, 2015. So you want to find the most recent report, in this case 2014. So I click here, and thanks to our university's lightning fast web access, it immediately downloads. And here you can see the company's annual report, and I can scroll down to page, I happen to know where it is. And there's the balance sheet. Sometimes you have to look for it. And another thing to notice here with the names of the financial statements is that companies sometimes use variations on what we're used to. So this particular company, Lifetime Brands, has a consolidated balance sheet. Consolidated just means that the company itself is a combination of different companies, and they're all combined into one balance sheet. It's not anything to lose sleep over. If you see the word consolidated, almost all companies call it the consolidated balance sheet. Some companies call it the statement of financial position. Same thing. And these names, by the way, these different names are in the book. The statement of operations, you want to identify each of these. That's another name for income statement. It could also be called statement of income or statement of earnings. Now they have a statement of comprehensive income. We're not getting into that, but there's a statement of stockholders' equity here, which you know what that is, and a statement of cash flows, and we've talked about that also. So here I found the financial statements, and that's really just the first thing to do when as soon as you know where the name of your company is make sure you can find the annual report with the financial statements. Now, if they don't have a tab here for annual reports, another tab that'll work is called SEC filings. So I click on there, and this is a list of all the reports that the company has filed with the SEC. Now, it's not on the first page. I can go to the grouping for annual filings, click search, and then it's usually the first or second one. This is a 10KA. Remember, 10K is another word for the annual report. 10KA was one that's amended, and you might want to look at it, but I wouldn't worry too much. I would just focus on the 10K. And you can see they have it in 4 different formats: Word, Excel, PDF, and a magnifying, I don't know what magnifying glass means, but I can download the PDF here. Click on it, and again, scroll through it until you find the financial statements, which are page, in this case, F3 at the end. You might have to look for them a little bit. They're exactly the same as before. Some companies, believe it or not, don't have an investor relations website. And by the way, this is pretty cool. If they do this, they have the financial statements in Microsoft Excel. And if they do have this, you definitely want to take advantage of it and download it. And for now, you don't have to do anything with this stuff except maybe take a look at it. we're not, as I introduce you to different steps in the project, then we'll be working with it. This is really nice because you can get like a statement of income. This is not quite the one we're looking for, in Excel format, and then use that later on. Here's the statement of cash flows. Use this later on to do your financial statements, to do your own, to use them rather than having to type the whole thing in. So if you don't see an investor relations website on the company's website, then go to the Security and Exchanges Commission's website. That would be www.sec.gov, G-O-V. And when you're on the SEC's website, go to the site for Search Edgar for company filings. And then enter your company name, Lifetime Brands. Sometimes you may have to pick out which company you mean, and it takes a little bit of hunting around. In this case, it took me right there. And I can scroll down, and there's my 10K. See, it says 10K right here. And I click Documents, and here you can see the 10K in HTML format. And again, you got to scroll down until you find it. Excuse me. And now it's recorded for posterity. So here you can see the financial statements. Now let me tell you what not to do, because a lot of students make this mistake. Do not use finance.google.com. I'm all for the website. I think Google and all these different websites are fantastic, and I use them a lot myself. For this project, it will make you crazy. So do not do what I'm about to do. So you go to finance.google.com or google.com/finance, and then you enter the name of your company, Lifetime Brands. And by the way, sometimes I do this when I'm looking for companies or I'm reading about companies. I do this. But for this particular project, this will cause problems, and it will make your project more difficult for you. So you click on Financials, and here you can see I have an income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow. Income statement, this is quarterly. There's the annual income statement for 4 years. And if you want an annual balance sheet, click on Balance Sheet. There you go, 4 years balance sheets. And cash flow statement, 4 years cash flow statement. So you can do it this way. But if you do, it's going to be more difficult later on, and I don't recommend it. And you can look here for more information about your company. It's great. It has lots of news item. I can find out all about, let's see, large inflow of money witnessed at Lifetime Brands. That's good. I could look to see how the stock is doing. Here's the 5-year trend as compared to the Dow Jones. See, they're not doing so great. And all sorts of other things you can see on the website. But don't use this as a substitute for reading the getting the actual annual report. Questions? So these companies should be, today is the September 21st. I hope I'll have all the companies available on the Blackboard website. All you have to do is go to My Grades on the website, and one of the items will appear as company, and that's going to be the name of your assigned company. And people sometimes ask me if they can pick their own company, and the policy is we pick the companies. Otherwise, everyone